Welcome one and all in one to the 7th, I believe it is now, Cult of Kings Starcraft replay. Today is going to be a game between Z-Master and Haros. So an in-clan game today on a custom map which has been made by Z-Master. Interesting things about this map is that it is very strange in shape, I guess, in comparison to normal maps. There's not as many... There's not so many cutoff points and sort of chokes as there are on this map. Interesting things to note that there are 3 expansions for each player and a high yield. So the high yields are here at the most vulnerable points. Both of them are blocked off, however, with destructible debris. And there is a Xel'Naga watchtower in the middle of the map, surrounded by those high weeds. Match today, I believe, is a little unfair, as Z-Master is our highest ranked diamond player and Haros is one of our bronze players. So not quite an even matchup in terms of skill, but that's okay. Map looks like a lot of fun, and we'll see how they go as time goes on. So both players opening up fairly normally at this stage. Nothing down as yet. Do have a 14 gas. I didn't even see that go down, to be honest. I completely missed it. And a 14 pool, and I'm fairly sure that would have been a 14 gas, 14 pool from Z-Master, and a 14 pool, and probably a 14, possibly 15 gas, I would say, because this isn't finished yet. It's probably a 14. So both players doing pretty much the standard Zerg opening. Both players will probably be looking to take their first expansion in about 5 supply. That's about how it usually is. About 21 supply Zergs are usually looking to take their first expansion, just because they are so cheap. Wouldn't mind seeing spawning pool placement from Haros a little bit better, possibly here. That way, if some speedlings do come in for a run by, they're not going to be able to dodge and weave in and out of the back of the mineral line. But again, it doesn't really matter. That's just something that I've noticed in a lot of games, that people have the opportunity to block off these entrances to stop these harassments, and they don't. Queen on the way now for both players, I'm assuming, if we have a look at the production tab. No queen for Haros as yet, unless he already has one out. No queen yet, but we are seeing a few Zerglings. Zergling speed on the way, about almost half done now for Z-Master, and there we go, there's the first expansion. Haros' expansion is a little bit further ahead, opting to go for the first expansion instead of the queen. But the queen is out now, so that will mean more drone production for Z-Master. You'll have to excuse me if I'm pausing a lot during this. I actually have a really bad ulcer on the bottom of my tongue, and it does make it a bit difficult to talk at length, but that's okay. I'll just deal with it. Lair tech on the way now for Haros. Zergling speed almost done now for Z-Master. No Zerglings out as yet, I'm fairly sure, if we take a look at the units tab. No Zerglings yet for Z-Master, but we do have a few Zerglings. We have 4 Zerglings for Haros, so we're going to go back to the production tab now. Hatchery almost done now for Z-Master. Lair is almost done now for Haros. 3 spine crawlers going down. Now, one of the key things to seeing this sort of play is generally that means that the player is going to be going mutiling. So there's a good piece of scouting advice for those of you who don't know what to look for when scouting this. Generally, spine crawlers means mutiling build, because you don't have sort of the roaches to hold them off. We do have a roach warren going down now, as well as a creep tumor. 8 Zerglings now being produced. So that should even out the units. Actually put Z-Master ahead. I'm going to have a look at the income tab now, because that hatchery did get taken out by those Zerglings, but both players are able to, Z-Master I should say, able to keep up, and that is because he did opt to go for his queen first, so he has been producing more larvae more often. Still no queen for Haros, obviously trying, there we go. speak of the devil, as the Queen now pops up. But that does mean, as we can see here, that he is only just now coming up ahead in the income, despite the fact that he has had his expansion for a lot longer. However, on the units tab though, there are a lot of Zerglings on the field for Z-Master, and they do have that Zergling speed. So definitely an army advantage at the moment for Z-Master, but an income advantage at the moment for Haros, as the second Queen now pops out. So they're now sitting at the same amount of Queens. Expansion is now almost nearly done. Let's have a look at the production tab, see what they're doing. The hatchery is nearly done, but nothing else being produced. 3 more spine crawlers being produced here at the expansion. Could be a bit of overkill. I think you'd probably only want sort of the 2 spine crawlers just to defend your mineral line, and then, you know, because that's 2 more drones which could be mining right now, and just continuing to gain a boost from the fact that this expansion has been delayed so much. Want to be getting that take advantage of the fact that he's ahead in income, and he should know that he's ahead in income by a lot. So he is now throwing down 2 Evo chambers for upgrades, and a Spire is also on the way, in case you didn't guess what that was. Spire is also on the way now for Z-Master. Where is it hiding? It's there somewhere. There it is. Almost in the exact, not quite the exact same spot, but see, and that's the other reason why I don't think this many spine crawlers is required, because these Evo chambers are pretty much blocking off almost all access now to the main from the front. As you can see with this Queen here, you probably only want sort of a few Zerglings here just to block that off whilst your army gets into position. No extra gases. Now, muttlings do cost a lot of gas, so you can see that Z-Master has grabbed both of the gas at his expansion and is transferring drones to that. So it is going to be easier for him to be producing muttalisks. As you can see, there are 2 on the way now for Haros, as well as Zergling speed, ground carapace, flyer attacks, and melee attacks. So at this stage, going to have a big advantage in the attacks area. In the sort of army versus army for Haros at the moment. Let's have a look at the income tab. So 29. Okay, that's a lot more harvesters now. So he's now sitting on 34 against 48. Now, I probably wouldn't mind seeing a bit better saturation here, considering how long this expansion has been up for. Both gases now are fully saturated, but as I said, they were a little bit delayed, so he is behind in that respect. But both players now sitting at even, because they're both mining completely off for gas. Drone now moving out to take the high yield as a Mutalisk comes in. Mutalisk will start hammering away on this. May be cancelled, I'm not sure. We can now see that because of the harvester difference, or possibly saturation difference, Haros is starting now to fall behind, despite the fact that he has been ahead for most of the game. Let's have a look at the units tab, see how they're both going for army. So 20 Zerglings and 2 Mutalisks against 12 Zerglings and 8 Mutalisks and a Roach. So one random Roach deciding he's going to be he's just going to be chilling. I can't even see him at this stage. I don't even know where he is. I'm sure he's around somewhere. So let's go back to the income tab now and have a look. So both players are sitting at about even. Z-Master is just a bit further ahead at this stage, just because I think he does have a little bit better saturation. As you can see, 47 under 41. So he is doing a bit better. I'm not sure if that was the right word. Spore Crawler's going down now for Haros, as he has seen the Mutalist. So both players are opting to go with the Mutaling build. So 3 Spore Crawlers there. Again, I think that's a bit of overkill. I prefer just 2, especially because he's going the same build. So if he can just, because he should be ahead in. Actually, let's have a look at. Does the unit? No, it doesn't. Let's have a look at the army tab. See, now Z-Master is ahead. So despite the fact that Haros was ahead in income for a while there, he did end up falling behind in army. And is now behind by almost 30. But he's going to be pushing out with his lings to try and harass this expansion. He does take down the Queen, so he will be taking out a lot of these drones. But Mutalist coming in now to clean up, but he is. Oh no. I would have thought they would have been Haros's Mutalisks, but they're not. There's the Roach. There he is. I don't quite know what he's doing. But Zerglings now running down. There are Zerglings for both players. Have the upgrades completed? Yeah, so we are sitting at 1-1, which is why he probably has decided to push out. Probably could have expanded at this point. One of the things that players can do, or that is recommended that players do, is when they do a push, they take an expansion at the same time. And Haros danging there at the fact that he lost all of his forces to this mass amount of Mutalisks. We'll go and have a look at the units tab now. So 7 Zerglings and 16 Mutalisks against 10 Mutalisks now. If we have a look at the production tab, see what more is being produced. Simply Overlords, as I'm guessing by that many Overlords, Haros is supply blocked. Not quite supply blocked, but getting close to it. And he is getting flyer attacks and ground carapace and melee attacks level 2, whereas more Mutalisks just on the way for Z Master. Now the Mutalisks are going to be looking to push up here, but being awarded away by those spore crawlers. And because the other Haros's Mutalisks were moving in, he did decide to back out there, moving out to the Zelnaga Watchtower. Now taking another expansion, so he has got the gold fully saturated now, and I think if we look at the income tab, he'll be skyrocketing ahead, which he is. So he does have full saturation on this with more gas on the way, and he has taken another expansion here. So now we're going to see that the income will switch for both players, and Z Master will just be screaming ahead of Haros in terms of armies very shortly. If we take a look at the production tab, I was going to show the army units lost tab, but there's no real point to that at this stage. Infestation Pit now going down for Z Master, as well as more Overlords. Now starting to get upgrades of his own. Bow now for Haros. Not quite sure the point of that, really. Corruptus as well now on the field with that Spire, but there are far too many Mutalisks here in comparison. Even with the upgrades, just sheer numbers here are proving to be the greater, especially because there's no carapace, so the damage which these are doing is the same. Counterattack now coming from the Zerglings. We'll be taking out the Lonely Roach. Zerglings now pushing in. We'll be attacking this. Now, I don't think Haros has seen this expansion yet. No, he hasn't seen that there is an expansion here, so he has no idea. But the Zerglings do push in. The Mutalisks now coming across to clean this mess up. Although he did take out a lot of drones, and there are still 2 Zerglings here attacking this Spore Crawler, but he has seen that now, and they will be promptly wiped up. If we have a look at the income tab, just to check, so Z Master is still a long way ahead in Harvesters, now 20 ahead. So his income, as we can see here, is just up by so much, about 400 minerals per minute, although he is a bit behind in gas. But that is because of these harassers taking out all the drones here. So only a little bit behind on gas. And since Zerglings only cost minerals, he does have the ability to just mass produce those Zerglings, especially if he keeps the lava spawning onto these 4 hatcheries. I mean, that's what, they spawn 4 each, so if we just take it off the spawn value, that's 4 4s is 16, 16 times 2, that's 32 Zerglings, which can be produced very quickly, and he does have a very, very good economy. Now catching back up in the gas because he has resaturated. So we'll take a look at the production tab, see what's going on. Another hatchery going down. Where's that? Hatchery. 2 hatcheries going down. Must be in base. Oh, there's one. Where's 2? I'm guessing there's 2. Yeah, so 2 in-base hatcheries going down now for Z Master, just to up the production. Greater Spire now on the way for